One for Ging with clue top. I live among rats and roaches, but there is this high-rise apartment, a new one across from me, glimmering pool, lived in by very young people with new cars, mostly red or white cars. And I allow myself to look upon this scene as some type of miracle world, not because it is possibly so, but because it is easier to think this way. Why take more knives? So today I sat here and I saw one young man sitting in his red car, sucking his thumb and waiting as another young man, obviously his friend, talked to a young woman dressed in a kind of long, slim, short pants, yes. Long, slim, short pants and a black, ill-fitting blouse, and she had on some kind of high-pointed hat, rather like the Klux Klan wears. And the other young man sat and sucked his thumb in the red car, and behind them through the glass door, the other young people sat and sat and sat and sat around the blue pool. And the young woman was angry. She was ugly anyhow, and now she was very ugly. But she must have had something to interest the young man, and she said something violent and final, I couldn't hear any of it, and walked off west, away from the young man and the building. And the young man was flushed in the face, seemingly more stunned than angry. And then they both sat in the car for a while, and then the other young man took his thumb out of his mouth, started the red car, and then they were gone. And through my window and through the glass door, I could see the other young people sitting around the blue pool. My miracle crowd, my future leaders. To make it round out, I decided that the night before, the young man, not the one with the thumb, had tried to screw the ugly girl in the pointed hat while they were both drunk, and the ugly girl in the pointed hat felt, for some reason, that this was a damned dirty trick. She acted bit parts in little theater, was said to have talent, had a fairly wealthy father, and her name was Ging or Gang or something odd like that, and that was mainly why the boys wanted to screw her, because her first name was Gig or Ging or Azupu, and the boys very much wanted to say, I balled with Ging last night. All right, so having settled all that, I put on some coffee and rolled myself something calming.